Vegas, what the heck was that? You beat Colorado, and then you lose to Montreal. That series, and they deserve to win the series. However, this is the second year in a row that the Golden Knights have lost to an inferior opponent in the conference final. They get so close. It's like they always dominate early in the playoffs. It's a different type of choke. I cannot say they choke because they made the third round. They did well. They beat Colorado. It's not as bad as Toronto, but so last year they lost to Dallas in the Western Conference Final, an underdog team. This year they lose to another underdog team, the Montreal Canadiens, in the semifinals. What is it with Vegas playing down to competition in the playoffs? The Minnesota Wild forced them to 7 games. And you can't beat Montreal. So, congratulations to Montreal, first of all. They deserved it. I doubted them the entire way. They proved me wrong. And they deserve to win this series. I'm not taking anything away from Montreal. But the fact that this is the second year in a row where Vegas loses to an inferior opponent in the third round is insane to me. You rarely see that, where they lose to an inferior opponent in the third round. Like, last year they played Dallas. They were expected to beat Dallas pretty easily. They lost them in 5. They were easily expected to beat Montreal after, the North was considered weak. They beat Toronto in 7. And then they swept Winnipeg. And I actually, people are saying Winnipeg was favored. I actually had Montreal winning that series. I didn't think it'd be a sweep, but I actually did have Montreal winning that series going in. But nonetheless, for Vegas, how do you beat Colorado, a team that wins the President's Trophy? Very dominant team. You beat them in 6 after going down 2-0. And after they beat Colorado, Brian Boucher interviewed Alex Pietrangelo, and he said, we felt like the underdogs with a chip on our shoulder. I didn't see that chip on their shoulder against Montreal. Vegas, they were cocky and they were overconfident against Montreal. They didn't take the Canadiens seriously. And when you do not take a team seriously, you're going to lose. It is as simple as that. Usually, I'm not going to roast a team for losing the third round. But it felt like Vegas did not take Montreal seriously because they're from the North Division. Oh, we beat Colorado. We can beat anybody. They kind of got that big head after beating Colorado. It's like, oh, Montreal, well, this is easier than Colorado. The Avalanche are better than the Canadiens. We beat the Avalanche, so we should beat the Canadiens with our eyes closed. That didn't happen. And Vegas paid for it. And Montreal, give all the credit in the world to them. They're going to the Stanley Cup final. For Vegas, they'll be back next year. I don't have any long-term concerns about Vegas. They'll be in a weak division. They'll be back here. But if they lose in the third round again, it's not going to be a good look for Vegas. Like, losing to Montreal is a bad look if you're Vegas. Not as bad as Toronto because at least they won 2 rounds, but that is unacceptable if you're the Vegas Golden Knights. Thank you for watching this video, and bye.